So yesterday on The Herd, Colin Cowherd said, when they were talking about this topic, that Caleb Williams, he heard through the grapevine that Caleb Williams and his group do not want to be in Chicago. Then today it comes out, and Caleb Williams' camp talks to Colin Cowherd today, and he says that they don't want to seem anti-Chicago. They don't want to seem like they just really hate losing. We saw Caleb Williams when he was losing. He went to go over cry to his mom, or whatever the case may be. He hates losing, and Chicago, we've known, they're not a great culture when it comes to winning. They've never really had a good quarterback. So this entire situation is very, very interesting. I want to know, do you have any problem with what Caleb Williams and his group said or want about potentially pushing his way out of Chicago if they were to draft him?
Well, it was kind of a lukewarm endorsement of Chicago, right? I mean, they said, they have a willingness to consider Chicago. They didn't say, wow, we want to be in Chicago. Caleb's going to want to go there. He's going to want to give that franchise what they've been missing, and they're going to win a Super Bowl with Caleb. They never said that. They just said, don't say that we're totally against him, but, we're not totally, it didn't sound like they're totally for it either. So it was kind of a lukewarm endorsement. That's how I viewed it. And I don't know where Colin Cowherd is getting his info. I think he was kind of just trying to make noise.
Really?
I don't know if he really had somebody saying.
You don't think he has sources?
I don't really think there was a reliable source that said Caleb Williams doesn't want to have anything to do with Chicago. Because they came right out quickly and walked it back.
Right. Yeah, that day they called him. He went on the air today and said that. When it comes to this, right, I don't love the behavior that Caleb Williams is displaying. Because we heard even before Colin Cowherd said this, was that Caleb Williams wanted to be not on a historically losing franchise. Chicago's never had a 4,000-yard passer in their entire franchise's history, and they're one of the oldest teams in the NFL. What I also have a problem with is that there was a report out by Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk where he said that Caleb Williams is looking to get a partial ownership stake in whatever team drafts him. What? When has that ever happened where a quarterback who just got drafted gets partial ownership stake of the team that drafted him?
It's crazy.
I don't think that's a good look. And also, people say, "Oh, it's a Peyton Manning thing. It could be the Eli Manning thing." Yeah, give me the list of amount of times that's worked, where someone has forced their way out of a team, and it's become successful. And I really think that this idea that Caleb Williams, first of all, I'm not going to deny the amount of talent this kid has. He has an incredible amount of talent. But
he wears an unlucky number.
What, 13?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think sometimes, and this might be a character thing, if you're not willing to go to a franchise where you have to face adversity, do you not want to see it? Are you afraid of it? It's the NFL. It's an entirely different breed.
I think it puts a bad halo over him, right? That I think they have to be careful. They want to give the image that he's a spoiled kind of guy, and he doesn't like the adversity or the challenge of going to a team that's been poor in the past. I think that's really bad.
Did Trevor Lawrence have a problem with the Jaguars drafting him after they had a horrific season?
No.
Because he faced the adversity.
Right.
Did C.J. Stroud have a problem with the fact that the Texans went 3-13-1 the prior season?
No.
Did he have a problem with that?
He took him to the playoffs.
Won 10 games. And by the way, this is not the Chicago team that's horrible. They won 7 games this season.
Yeah.
They won 7 games. So there was some growth there. Not only that, they added a couple nice defensive pieces. They added Sweat, who led the team in sacks after being there for half the season. The offensive line needs a little bit of work. You have a number 1 receiver. Cole Kmet's a very good tight end. Darnell Mooney's a good wide receiver too. It's not like this cover is completely bare. We're not talking like the Cardinals, who need a better offensive line, a better defense, another tight end, another receiver. It isn't like, I don't know, some teams like Tennessee. The offensive line is abysmal. The defense needs a lot of work. The running game, you're about to lose your best running back. No, we've seen some competency from the Bears this season. Now, could it be you're afraid of the historical nature of the fact that they can't develop a quarterback to be a 4,000-yard passer? Maybe. But you could change that. With the amount of talent, and people are calling him a generational talent. Now, that word has been thrown away around too much. We see Trevor Lawrence, generational talent. We haven't seen a quarterback like him in 10 years. Well, now we're seeing it again from Caleb Williams 4 years from when that was set. So maybe he's not generational in the fact that he's going to step in and have, success immediately. But I think you need to be put to the test. And honestly, in my opinion, in my eyes, if you have the drive to succeed, that adversity early on will make you a better quarterback down the road. Like, for instance, Brock Purdy, the 4 games that he lost were really ugly. Really ugly. Interceptions, poor play. But I think he's a good enough quarterback where we've seen him in the playoffs. The team steps up and they're able to win. They just came back from a 17-point halftime loss.
Yeah.
And they stepped up and won. So we see these quarterbacks who want to fight through adversity. They have short-term memory. You throw an interception, you come right back down and you score a touchdown the next drive.
Yeah.
If Caleb Williams is afraid of potentially facing adversity in Chicago with a team that has improved from the prior year, to me, that's a character issue.
Well, I think, he's very young and he's taking advice from the people around him. I think he has to watch out for that. Maybe he's not getting very good advice. And you have to be careful about what they say. And that's really important. So it'll be interesting to watch this and see what happens.
I'll also say this, right? Let's just say he doesn't want to go to Chicago, who once again won 7 games. Let's take a look at the next 3 options. Let's go to the next 6 options. Washington, is that a better situation? I don't think so.
In Chicago,
they went
no.
4-13. What about the Patriots? New head coach, new OC, new DC, not great weapons, offensive lines in ruins.
Great ownership.
If you want, a lot of people are not liking Robert Kraft and his ownership strategy.
Yeah,
but if you want to say that, fair enough.
He has been a great owner for 24 years.
I don't think this would happen, but we talked about before Arizona. Like I mentioned, defense needs to be improved. Offensive line has some issues. They needed another receiver.
They still have Kyler Murray.
LA Chargers, you're not going there. They're not going to get another quarterback. The Giants, no offensive line. No really good developed weapon. The running back doesn't want to be there. The defense was okay, but you just lost your DC because he hated Brian Daboll.
Mm-hmm. It's a big market.
New York's a big market.
The Jets.
Tennessee Titans. They have a rookie. They have now, they have Will Levis as well.
They're not going to go off
no
him.
Offensive line. DeAndre Hopkins is still there, but he's aging another year. Defense, don't love it. You're about to lose your best running back. Atlanta. Maybe. Atlanta's the only option where I could say maybe. But you're not going at pick number 8. Unless Atlanta moves up, you're not going at pick 8.
Maybe with what the Bears are hearing, they'll trade down. Maybe they'll trade that pick.
Or go get Marvin Harrison if they want to go keep Justin Fields. Maybe. But then again,
I mean, maybe that raises a little
down.
question in the minds of the Bears when they hear the lukewarm response to this which I think was hype from Colin Cowherd, that we're not against the Chicago Bears. It doesn't, but they didn't come out and say, "Wow, we want to go there." Caleb
or just keep the neutral field.
Caleb would be totally excited to be the Bears quarterback and would try to help their team get to a Super Bowl.
Or just keep the neutral side of it. We are excited just to be a part of the NFL draft and just going to be satisfied with any team that drafts me.
That would have been a lot better answer than what they said.
Yeah, so, who knows? Caleb Williams, draft's coming up in a couple months. We're going to see if there are any drafting, trade-altering moves. We'll have to wait and see. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, if you want to check out the full episode, make sure you click the I in the top right-hand corner right now. If you want to listen to this show anywhere you go, make sure you go to anchor.fm/The Harvey Hour or anywhere you get your podcasts.